Hi everyone, and welcome to the Knit California podcast. My name is Leslie. I'm Knit California here on YouTube and also over on Instagram, and this is episode 22. We are back here on Saturday. This is the second week in a row that the podcast has come out on a Saturday instead of a Friday, but the last couple of weeks have just been really busy. This week we were at Disneyland. We drove out there Tuesday night. We were in the parks Wednesday and came home on Thursday. This was a gift. My mother-in-law bought us all tickets for our Christmas presents, and it was a fun day, but with 8 people, 2 kids and a baby, which the baby was no problem at all. It was the 2 kids. It was just a lot, but it was still really fun. I think the kids had a great time when they weren't scared of the rides, but it was good. So that's why, at least this week, the podcast is delayed again. Also because I wanted to make sure I had a little bit more knitting on some of my projects. I always feel weird coming on here when I don't have like a ton of progress compared to last week, but I do have one finished object and another like almost finished object that did take up a lot of knitting time, so we'll go through those. We're also going to open advents from this week. I'm going to share with you and show you Twice Sheared Sheep and the Explorer Knits, this one, week 2. So I guess we can get right into it. I'm wearing my Oslo Sweater by Petite Knit. This is knit in Sorella yarn, the colorway Folklore, in Stellina and Mohair, and I'm wearing this because Sorella Yarn announced today on Instagram that they're doing like a year-long greatest hits collection where 90 plus, she said, colorways are going to be coming back over the course of next year. And I didn't see Folklore specifically on the list, but there were a lot of Taylor Swift colorways on the list, so I'm hoping Folklore comes back. I just think it's a really beautiful color. I think it's probably coming across a little bit more gray right now, but it is like in person. It's definitely got that purple tint to it, a little bit of lavender, and I just think it's a gorgeous tonal. I know I have a couple friends who really want this colorway to come back, so I'm crossing my fingers for them. It's also a little bit chilly here, so this was like a great sweater to just throw on for the podcast. So I'm also trying to, I feel like we're just gonna keep going here. I'm also trying to wear my knits as much as possible in this fall winter season because we don't get to wear them very much in like spring and summer. So I'm starting to keep track of like how often I wear some of my knits completed objects, and I'm hoping that will help me like wear them more often, but also like looking at the cost per wear to see like each month like bringing that cost down of like making the sweater, buying the yarn, and then really just the cost of the yarn because I don't really calculate my time very well. So anyways, that's what I'm doing. I started a bullet journal. This is all blah. So we'll see if I keep up with it, but that's part of it. If you're interested in seeing more about that, let me know. I don't know, it's not all knitting related, but there is some knitting stuff in there that I'll probably eventually show, but it's kind of just starting to form this month, and then I'm gonna like obviously perfect it and change it throughout next year. So anyways, let's get to the finished object. We have another Oslo hat, and you might think this one looks a little bit different, and that's because it is. So this is the Oslo Hat by Petite Knit, and the yarn that I used is from Oink Pigments in the colorway Sting Operation. This I started with the size 3 as the base, so I cast on the same number of stitches for a size 3. And then I wanted to test my theory of how to knit this using only one skein of yarn. So I did. I was successful. But I'm not fully happy with it. Like, I don't feel like it looks 100% like an Oslo hat because the brim is really short. I should have made the brim a little bit longer. You can see. And I brought... Look guys, this is my third one, okay? So I brought my other ones out to compare. This one has like the longest brim, I think, because I haven't worn it as much, and the yarn, this yarn is a BFL, so it's like a little bit stiffer, I would say. It's still soft and it's not like itchy at all on the head, but it's like a little bit stiffer, so like the brim holds its shape in the crease like much better. Compared to my first one here, which was made in, it's like a cashmere, 80-10-10 cashmere, or sorry, superwash merino nylon cashmere. So this one just like is a little bit less of a brim, but I mean, if we compare it here, you can still see that the speckled one is even less of a brim. Honestly, the brim is the whole reason why I liked the Oslo hat, because it's got this like really, really thick brim. Hey, Mud. Can you go lay down? So, I don't know. I'll show you what this looks like on. You can kind of fold it up like a little bit more once it's on your head. Like it stays. It's harder to see because it's like white. I also knit the like body of the hat 1 centimeter less than it called for, so it's definitely like more form-fitting to the head, but it's still cute. This one is gonna be a gift for my stepson's stepsister. And I think she'll love it, and she's 8, so it should be a good size for her. So that is my one finished object, and I have another one to show you. Not a finished object, another Oslo hat. So this was actually a new cast on also since the last podcast. I was really hoping to finish this last night, and I didn't quite make it, but Oslo Hat by Petite Knit, and this is in Madeline Tosh Merino Light, so it's 100% superwash merino wool, and the color is Hello. I bought this at Apricot Yarn and Supply in Liberty Station in San Diego. Here is the, I should have just showed you this. Here is it in the skein. And for this one, it is a size 2. So this is like the child slash young adult, like women's small size. And I was really thinking that I could also get one skein out of this, or knit this in only one skein, because the size is smaller, but as you can see, we did not quite make it. I literally have I have 4 more rows, and then the whole like crown piece. So I don't know, we were close. I like split the first skein into 50-gram balls. This actually, I cast this on Tuesday, so that this could be my Disneyland knitting, which I've never knit in Disneyland, and it was fun. Like, I brought it out when we were in line for all the rides. I brought it out when we were just like waiting, you know, for others to use the restroom, or when we were waiting for snacks. Like, this was a great great project to have. And so I had like one skein split into two 50-gram balls, and they fit really nicely in, I don't have it with me. I have a paisley and gold like fanny pack type bag that is huge. Like, it's very roomy. I fit my wallet, my glasses case, and the project in that bag and like wore it over my shoulder. And it was perfect. The balls didn't fall out. I was like so worried that they would just like keep falling out like onto water or whatever, onto the ground and like get all dirty, but they did not. So anyways, the first day I made some decent progress on the brim. I probably knit about this much the first day, maybe a little bit more. The second day, which was Thursday, so we were like driving home, and I took PTO on Thursday because I knew we were gonna be exhausted. So I knit the rest of the brim on Thursday and got to the fold. So I started the fold, and then yesterday, Friday, is when I thought I was gonna finish it. So I like finished the fold, I knit this piece, I knit all of this, and then it was like right after dinner time, we were like sitting down watching TV as a family, and I ran out of yarn. Right here, I ran out of yarn. So I wasn't in the mood to wind this one up last night, so I just figured I'll finish it tomorrow / today. So this is on the list. I can definitely finish this today if I decide to work on it. It is a Christmas present, so I have a little bit of time, but I kind of just want to get it off my plate, be done with it, so I can really focus on my sweater that you'll see next, because I feel like I haven't made very much progress on that, and I want to finish that by December 31st, but at this point I don't know if that's realistic. So, because I did take a lot of time. I spent like most of this week on these two hats, so that's where we are. Yes, so hopefully next week you will see the finished 4th Oslo hat. 4 out of 4. I do have yarn to make more. My original thought was to make one more for Christmas presents, either for my husband or for my brother, but at this point I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just kind of burnt out on the Oslo hat right now, and I'd rather focus on my sweater. So it's there. When I make that decision, maybe next month or in February, a couple months from now or whatever, I have the yarn to make those. And they are really quick projects. Like, I could have finished this in 3 days. Like, this was all I was working on in 3 days, but like, it can be done in 3 days, for me at least. So that's kind of fun, right? Okay, I'm gonna put this here. We gotta wind that up. Okay, the next project I will show you is my sweater, since we already talked about it. I'm keeping it in my Black Pearl Magic bag. Very excited. I had all the skeins in here before. Right now they're all sitting up here. I took this with me to Disneyland. I had this sweater, and I had the Oslo hat in here, and I had like my needle case and notions and stuff, and it all fit really nicely in here. So it was kind of like a catch-all project bag, because it's large. But anyways, I gotta put those skeins back in there. The puppies are just like all over the place today. Say hi, Reki. You just want to be on the podcast? Say hi. Say, I'm all fluffy today. I need a haircut really bad. Hey, bud. Hey, my love. Okay, so this is the Dear Duomo sweater by Seunghee Knits. And the yarn that I'm using is Explorer Knits and Fibers in her Cashmere Cavern sock base, which is an 80-10-10 superwash merino cashmere nylon in the colorway Fia from the Ireland collection. And it's this beautiful like cream base, but it's got all these gorgeous colors in it, like a teal, there's some purpley gray, there's some pink in here. It's really, really pretty. So you do hold 2 strands of sock double to make like a DK weight yarn. And it's a bottom-up sweater. So I have the ribbing, it's complete. And I am moving on to the stockinette body portion. There's a really interesting design detail on the sides where, I don't know if you can see it yet, there's like a purl bump ridge on both of the sides to give it like extra structure. And I've never done this in a pattern before, so I'm excited to see how it turns out. There are instructions both for, I know I had this up here last time, so that was a good spot for it. There are instructions both for like just, you can leave it flat, like plain, where there's just a purl bump and you like see it, or there's instructions for sewing it up, seaming it up the sides to like actually create that like internal knit stitch ridge. So I've seen both be done before. I've heard of both being done before in this project. I've also like only heard really, really good things about this pattern. I know bottom-up knit isn't like a lot of people's preferred construction for sweaters, but I have only heard like amazing things about this, so I'm excited to keep going. That like not hearing anything bad about this pattern, I think, is like making me think of this in an optimistic way. I think normally being a bottom-up design might like make me not like this to start with, if that makes sense. Like, you know, I'm doing a comparison video of these 3 different sweaters. Being bottom up like might automatically start this on the bottom, but like bottom of the list, but I'm not letting it do that for me right now. So far the pattern has been excellent. It has explained everything very well. I have not had any like moments of questioning what the pattern wants me to do, so that's good. That's a positive. So that's where we are. In this next week I'm hoping to get, I don't know, like half of the body done. Hopefully you'll see it grow, you know, maybe like this much or something. I don't know, we'll see. But that is my Dear Duomo. Okay, let's see. Oh, I do have another finished object. I forgot about this. Okay, do you remember last week when I showed you this yarn from the Twice Sheared Sheep Advent Calendar? This is the Angora, yeah, 100% French Angora yarn, and it was day 1 in the Twice Sheared Sheep Advent Calendar. Well, I really wanted to make something with it, and I found this really cute pattern that was recommended as like something that could be made with this yarn. I thought it was going to use both skeins, but it used less than 1. Like, I still have this much left over, but I don't know if you're ready for this cuteness. Look at this. It's a sheep, but are you ready for this? It's a reversible sheep with 2 different colors. I sewed his head on a little crooked on this side, but that's okay. This pattern is called Black Sheep, White Sheep, and it's a pattern by Susan B. Anderson. And I think Dawn from Twice Sheared Sheep made this, and I saw it and I was like, well, that is just the cutest thing I have ever seen. So I also made it. And I had this like baby pink yarn. It's like pink and white, kind of like zebra yarn in my stash from a baby bonnet that I made earlier this year. And I just thought that would be really cute, like pink and blue sheep. So it's so cute. I don't have much to say about it. I made this in like a day. It was really fun. So actually it took like 2 days. Yeah. Probably could have done it in a day if I started in the morning, but it's sitting up here with my little bunny friend. So okay, that's that. Okay, now we can go into Advents. Let's start with, oh, not that box. Let's start with my Explore Knits Advent. So last week we opened week 1, which was this beautiful green called Exordium. It is coming across a little bit more true to color than it did last week, so that's good. This morning light is helping. And we're gonna go and open week 2 today. This was supposed to be opened on Wednesday this week, so we're a couple days out from it, so I don't expect there to be any spoilers, but if you have not opened week 2 yet of the tonal colorways, I'm opening right now, FYI. Okay, so look how gorgeous this is. It's like an orangey red color and it's called Liminal. And these two colors together are so pretty. They're like, I feel like very, I wouldn't say classic like red and green for Christmas, but like more modern red and green for Christmas in like a very Explore Knits way. And I think they're really beautiful. So really excited about these. Which one is your favorite so far? Let me know. We've got 2 more, so you can also guess what color those are going to be in the comments down below as well. Okay. That was fun. I'm gonna put this back where it was. Ooh. There we go. Okay, and now we can open Twice Sheared Sheep. I gotta look at the calendar really quick just to make sure I open the correct days. So last Saturday was the 3rd, and we opened that. So we're gonna open days 4 through 10. And I did, so I have been opening these on Instagram if you follow me over there, but I did put all the things back in all the boxes. I think I did at least. And I put all the boxes back in here for fun. So let's get going. Okay. Let's start with, it's hard to get the first one out. Okay, day 4. Day 4 were these snag-free stitch markers with the like green bead on it. I really like these clips that they use. You can kind of see here. So these are really great for both knitting and crochet. They can slide right onto your knitting needle and they're not a complete circle. Like it's got that little bit of a dip in it to help you like stick your knitting needle into that part, and so it slides really easily. But these also open up, so you can like open them a little bit wider. I don't know if you'll be able to see that at all. But you can like open it a little bit and like hook it on to your project as like a progress keeper, or if you are doing crochet, it can like slide right onto your stitches in crochet. So these are multi-use and they're really nice. So that is day 4. I'm gonna keep them out of the boxes now that I've shared them with you, and I can start to put them in my stash of stuff. Okay, day 5. is more stitch markers. So this is just the piece that I was talking about. Hello. It's just the top part, similar to what was on the last one. These are like, I was comparing these on Instagram to, like, you know, the like lightning bolt, sorry, not lightning bolt, light bulb stitch markers that are like very common and like very easy to use. I feel like these are Twice Sheared Sheep's version of the light bulb stitch marker. And they don't have the little like pokey pin part. They just slide right on and off really easily. So I think they're really cool. I'm excited to have those. Okay. Day 6. Ah, yes. Okay. These, I took them out of the plastic and now they're kind of everywhere. But day 6 are these tip ties. And there is one missing because I was using one on my project. I have to make sure it's still in the bag. But I had never used these before now. They are these little rubber tie things. And they go, when you're like stopping your project, you can slide them on like this so that your stitches don't fall off the needles. And it's really, it just like keeps your knitting safe from falling off the needles, which I think is really cool. So there are 3 different sizes. So the blue turquoise is like the small, and then the purple is medium, and the pink is large. So I don't know if you can see the like tube diameter, but it's really nice, so you can, you know, have these for different needle sizes if you're using your small, medium, or large needles. So I'm excited to use these. I like I said, have not tried these before. I typically just like push the yarn really far down on the needles and then throw it in my bag and say like that's it. But I think these will be really useful. Okay, that was day 6. Day 7 was a bigger box. Woohoo! These bigger boxes are fun because there's so many little ones. Look at this. It's a tape measure, but it's got this artwork of a little sleepy fox on it in like balls of yarn, and it's so cute. So cute. I love it. If you didn't know, the theme of this box is woodland forest. So all the like artwork and like little charms and stuff, everything is related to a woodland forest. So at the end of this, I'm excited to like gather up all the like little animals and like look at them all. There's more coming. You'll see. So that was day 7. Okay. Day 8. There's more woodland creatures. There's 2 in here. And these are more stitch markers, but these are the lobster clasp stitch markers, and one is a little fox, and one is a little owl with the biggest eyes you've ever seen, ever. And these are like the large lobster claws, so these will fit pretty much everything we've gotten so far has been like the large size, which is really nice because it fits on like all needle sizes except for like your jumbo, which is good. But these are super cute. I love them. I love them. Okay, so that was day 8. Gonna look at day 9, which is another bigger box. And we have like a gauge ruler. And one side, it's double-sided, so this side is in metric units and this side is in US inches and like US needle sizes. But it's got, again, it's got that owl on it with the wide eyes. These match. How cute! So cute! Okay. And then last but not least, I realized too, I didn't post this on Instagram yet. This morning. I need to do that. What time is it? 8:30. It will be on Instagram though before the YouTube podcast goes live, so don't worry. But day 10. We got another row counter. And this is actually a circle row counter. And we've got little Fox here again. He's a little sleeping fox. This one is so cute. I just want to show you. I think you've seen a lot of row counters on here. But I've never used one of these circle ones. And it's the same thing, but it is fully like conjoined so that it is in a circle. And this just helps, like, it's not as dangly on your project. It's a little bit more compact. And so I know some people like this better than the original one. But I just wanted to show you the little fox again. How sweet is that? So sweet. So that is it. That is day 10 of the Advent. I'm not going to show any more because today is December 10th. If you would like to get like a sneak peek every day, I post these as a reel on my Instagram, so you can go follow me over there. Additionally, if you are interested in any of these products that I showed, the designs are all exclusive to the box. However, there are, like, these products are available in the shop. So I will link all of them down below if you are interested in purchasing any of them. I believe if you purchase soon, you can get these in time for Christmas. And there's some really good stocking stuffers in here. Like, all of these are really, really small. And so these would fit really, really well in a stocking. I actually think I'm going to order some for some friends and family. So, yay! Okay, let me see. What else do we have to talk about? I think that's it. That's all the knitting. So, I've been watching a lot of Vlogmas. I've been like really keeping up with Nitty Natty and Penrose Knits, and then I have a lot of others that I need to catch up with this weekend, but I really like watching Vlogmas. I think it's really fun, and it's a really exciting time of the year. So I know that I'm not doing Vlogmas, so I hope my my one little podcast episode doesn't get lost in the shuffle, but I'm here. I don't have much life stuff to show you. I don't know, I guess I'm not super comfortable sharing all of that, and I'm not really good at making vlogs, so we're just here for the podcast. I'm in the middle of reading the Throne of Glass series, so I'm doing like a dual read of Queen of Shadows, right? That's the right book. No. Wait. Empire of Storms? Am I reading the right one? Watch me like be reading the totally wrong book. No, I'm reading the right one. Okay, it's Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn. I finished Queen of Shadows. Okay, yeah. I'm on Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn, and I'm reading them like together. So they're they're following different characters in both books, but they're set at the same time. And so if you don't want to like read one whole story and then have to go back and like read the other story, and if you read them one at a time, you would be missing out on those characters. So there are like guides to tell you like which chapters like line up in the timeline at the same time. So I'm reading them at the same time, which has been really fun. And yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna read when I'm done with Throne of Glass. I really just like want to continuously forever read Sarah J Maas like books over and over again, like finish Throne of Glass, go back to Court of Thorns and Roses, and then Crescent City, and just keep reading them over and over again. But I feel like that's unrealistic. Like I should probably branch out. I have a couple things on my list, but I don't know, I'll have to figure that out. Anyways, I think that's it. Let's see, next week hopefully I can come to you on Friday and share the progress on these two. I'm hoping to have a finished Oslo hat and progress on my Dear Duomo sweater. Let's see, we're getting closer to the end of December, so what I'd like to do also coming up in the next couple of weeks is have a video where I talk about everything that I knit this year. I think that'll be really fun to look back on. And I also am starting to think about next year and like what my knitting plans and goals are for 2023. So that will be a separate video as well. I think some other people, did I see this on Instagram? I think I saw it on Instagram. I think it was Jeanette from New Wave Knitting, is gonna start talking about like knitting New Year's plans as well. I have a lot of thoughts about like what typically happens when we come to New Year's and start thinking about all of our goals and plans for next year and how unrealistic pretty much all of it is. Like especially for myself, we can look back at what I wanted to do this year and like what I actually achieved, because I'm pretty sure I have that written down somewhere as well. But I'm hoping to make like a very realistic timeline and time frame for next year. I'm just looking at all the yarn behind me. I've got a lot of stuff that I need to get through that obviously I'm not gonna be able to get through in a year. Like this is just way too much yarn. But also thinking about like all the new yarn that's coming out next year, like how do we do this? So probably gonna need to do a de-stash towards the beginning of the year. I already like have a lot of stuff that I know I would like to get rid of. And I have a lot of sweaters on my list that I want to make. There's also some other things that I want to get better at and to do more of next year. So stay tuned. Those are going to be coming up end of December, beginning of January, and I'm excited about it. So that's all that I have for you today. Please, if you like watching my videos, if you can subscribe to my channel if you're not already, that would be great. Again, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I don't know if we're gonna make it. We're not as close as I thought we were. We're almost at 850 though, so if we can get to 850 after this video, I think that would be an achievement. But that's all I got for you today. I hope you have a great rest of your day and you get some knitting time in. We are going to decorate for Christmas today, finally. Sorry, I keep saying this is the end of it, and I'm going to tell another story really quick. I think I mentioned before, had like major issues with our floors, and for the past like 2-3 weeks we had no floor downstairs. Everything is finally done. I'm so happy. Yesterday they came to paint the like quarter round and the baseboards, and that was the last of it. So we were finally able to put our couches back, our rug, our table, our chairs, everything. So I'm just so happy to have our downstairs back to normal. We can go down there. There aren't, you know, people in the house at all time of the day, every day, which like is really a lot for us. So we're gonna decorate for Christmas now that we have our house back. So yay! Okay, really, that's it this time. Have a great rest of your day. Get some knitting time in, and I'll see you next week. Bye!